What's going on YouTube? Adam C here. I've been so focused on the 125 lately with the new pheno group that I haven't shown the 220 in a bit. You can see everyone is doing very well. There's a lot of fish getting a good amount of color now, which is great, and they're getting a lot of size to them. And that's just, these guys are going to get pretty big. So we're getting to that stage now where quite a few of them are starting to approach, maturity, full size, full color, which I'm very happy about. There are a few new fish in here, but they're not new to me. They're just ones that I took from the 125 and put them into the 220 when I started this pheno group. And that's my second Lichnochromis acuticeps, Malawi gar, my Dimidiochromis strigatus, and Dimidiochromis kawingi. Those guys are in the 125, but they're big enough to go in here now. I'm hoping before too long I can add my Rostratus and Rampochromis from the 125 into here also. But let's take a look at some of these guys that are starting to color up real well and get some serious size to them. As far as coloring up, my Christie lately has really put on some nice color, which I'm very happy about. You guys know I had a really big 10-11 incher not long ago that passed away. So I'm really happy to get another one going, get some color, and I think he's going to be a great fish in time. Buglechromis heterotania, he's getting massive. Not only is he probably 8 inches long, but they're just a huge fish. He's thick, he's tall. They just turn into almost torpedoes as they get bigger with the size of them. I'd almost be nervous if I had him in anything under than a 220, and I wish I had a 7 or 8 foot tank for him, but that's just what I have is this 220. So he'll do fine in here. But he's, a lot of times you'll see online that fish may get 12 inches, they may get 15 inches, but normally they don't end up being that big in your aquarium, at least in my experience. But the heterotania is one that probably will get a good foot long. So we'll see how he does at that size in here. Buglechromis noditania, full color as always, seems to be a fan favorite. I know Electric Water wants to come over here and steal him out of my tank every video. So, but that's a cool thing. He's always full color, and he's from Live Fish Direct. I got him from Live Fish Direct like 2 years ago as a unsexed fish, and he's turned out to be spectacular. Probably the favorite fish that I have ever owned is him. The Herte, also full color as usual, doing great. I used to be worried that he wouldn't be able to handle these haps in here because he's not really a predator hap. He's not that aggressive, but really no one bothers him. So, works out for me. Tyrannochromis nigervenor south, he's absolutely full color pretty much all the time now. He's growing like a monster. I expect him to be a foot long by the time he's done growing. I wasn't thrilled with him when he was younger because I thought he looked fairly common as far as a hap, just the basic blues, which you can see all the time. But as he's grown, he's got a really cool shape to him. The anal fin's got that blood red, which I really like, and now I'm thrilled that I kept him because he's going to be a beast. The Linny from Quinn's Fins, doing great. A very unique fish that I really enjoy having. He hasn't got his color yet a whole lot. If you guys watch IFG's channel, he and I got a Linny at the same time from the same place. His is a little more colored up than mine, so I'm hoping maybe in a couple months mine will look like IFG's. Here's my big Malawi gar, still colored down. He's probably 9 inches. I'm hoping he's going to bounce back with some color since I added a second male gar in here. I'm just hoping that he's going to feel dominant and maybe get some color. There's my second gar. That's just a predator hap that is really hard to keep colored up in an all-male setup in my experience. And actually, from a lot of other people's experiences, it seems it's about the same. Corey Hecker's got one that's struggling to color up, and he's a pretty good sized fish. And I don't think it's anything we're doing as fish keepers. I just think it's their temperament. They're pretty laid back for a larger hap, so you don't see many acuticeps in all-male tanks that seem to be at full color. That's just what I've seen, so no real research behind that. That's just what I see. Here's my Buglechromis spectabilis. Getting some nice color to him. It's probably 7, maybe 7.5 inches now. He's also one I got from Live Fish Direct as an unsexed fish probably a year and a half ago. I'm really happy with how he's turning out. I'm hoping maybe in another 6 to 8 months he'll look like the Buco spectabilis that Maximus Aquatics has. If he turns out like that, I'll be happy. And here's a Tyrannochromis nigriventer Macondi. That's just the variant that's from the northern part of the lake. He hasn't really colored yet. He's got some blue speckles, so I know for sure he's a male. It's just going to be a little time on him. He's a wild caught, and like any other large hap, a lot of times they won't get full color until they start hitting, 7 to 8 inches, which he is not that big. My Malawi trout, still no real color. The only way I know for sure he's a male is when I had him in the 125. He had a lot of color when he was around smaller fish. But as to be expected, when you add him in with fish that are significantly bigger than him, they're going to lose their color. But no rush on that. He's going to turn out to be great. It's just going to take some time. So anyway, guys, thanks for your support through all of 2016, and I hope 2017 goes just as well. There's so many hap tanks out there that are just fantastic now. It seems that a lot of people are kind of going with the hap only setup, which, they're certainly beautiful tanks, but I'm glad that a lot of people are also still doing peacocks, just because peacocks are still great if you're keeping them in a tank by themselves. There's even a few peacocks that if I could keep them in this tank, I probably would, because I really like them, like a midnight peacock or turkis. I love those guys, but I don't really have anywhere to keep them. So guys, I appreciate you watching. Let me know if you have any questions or comments down below, and I'm happy to talk about these fish as much as you guys want. See you guys.